I love digital products because it only takes a couple hours to make each one, and you can sell them an unlimited amount of time for years to come. You're not just creating a digital product, but a digital asset that's going to continue to make you passive income over a long span of time. I've been selling stuff online for over 6 years now, and I started with traditional dropshipping on Etsy and Shopify. And after selling a few tens of thousands of products, I can say that digital products are the absolute peak of passive income. The fulfillment is automatic. You can sell them no matter where you are in the world. And if you choose to use the free traffic methods that I'm going to share with you today, you'll be able to make around 91% profit from each sale. So today I'm going to take my 6 years of experience and put it into a 4-step beginner blueprint to selling digital products online. Probably the hardest part of the business is picking the niche and the product that you're going to sell. There's so many good options out there, but you want to pick something that you can actually make in a reasonable amount of time, but that's also going to actually work and make sales. So here's how I do market research to find the most profitable and best digital products to sell. First is the 10% method. This is all about finding something that's already working that you think you could make just 10% better. You don't have to pioneer a new industry and reinvent the wheel. Just take what's working and add your own twist. I sold downloadable map prints as one of the first digital products I had success with. And to be honest, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of other listings out there. So the way that I stood out wasn't by making the product better, but just by making it different. This is key because there's only so many ways that you can make a map print more valuable. The second method is to go with a more data-driven approach. And you can start that by picking something off of my digital download ideas list. I put together this huge list of digital product ideas that you can download completely for free. Maybe your interests align with the money and finance category, so you could look through this category and try and find something that resonates with you. To me, it makes a ton of sense to open your shop targeting one of these broader categories so that you can make your listings targeting more specific sub-niches. Theming your digital shop around something like money and finance as a broad category allows you to come in and make a bunch of different types of products like event budget planners, where you can then go target weddings, birthdays, or any other event. This makes it so you're not trapped into making one type of product, but you also have a cohesive shop. I personally started by selling these hometown map prints with different cities and hometowns. Now, this product took me a while to figure out how to make because I didn't know how to style the map and then make it large enough to actually print so that it would be high quality. But I worked at it a little bit each day and was eventually able to make something that looks really cool that would sell passively. I chose to sell this product because I could see that it was already selling really well. You can see that a lot of these map prints on Etsy are best sellers, and the beauty of a marketplace like Etsy is that everything is public. So you can come in here and see what products are doing well, and that's exactly how I figured out what I could sell. But if you want to dig a little deeper into the stats, you can use a tool like Listing View to sort through millions of Etsy listings to see what's actually working the best. So I can just make a search for something like map, and what this is going to do is show me all of the listings matching that keyword that are performing best. You can scroll through and filter this database to find which listings are performing the best based on your search. If you're just getting started with your digital product business, my philosophy is that it's always easier to make a slight pivot and change the product that you're selling than it is to get started. Making your first few products is always going to be the hardest, so getting started as quickly as possible is the best option in my opinion. I'll leave this free download right below the subscribe button, but the point is just to help you find something between what you want to sell and what's actually working. And that sort of brings us to method number 3, which is that the beauty of owning a side hustle and your own online business is that you get to sell whatever you want. Your digital products are going to make you the most amount of money when you're able to stick with it long term. So try and choose a product that you don't hate making. Even if you don't like any of the ideas on my list, or you just want to try out your own thing, you get to do that. Either way, now you know what you can sell and how to validate that idea before you move on to the next step, which is building your product. You have no idea if the products you're making are going to be successful or not, so you want to get market feedback as soon as possible. My mantra with this business and making products in general is that done is better than perfect. You miss every shot that you don't take. And the cool thing about a digital product business is even if you make a product and post it for sale and it doesn't sell right away, maybe 2 months down the line, it could start picking up momentum. Every product that you add to your catalog is another asset that can go out there and earn you passive income. And even if each individual listing that you post for sale only makes you maybe a few dollars per month, the more that you add to your portfolio, the more you'll make over time, and that's ultimately how you grow this business. Now, especially if you choose to sell on Etsy, which I'll talk about more in a second, you should aim to list at least 36 products for sale. Shoppers online look for social proof to determine whether or not to buy your product. When you first start out, you don't have any sales or reviews on your shop. So the only thing that you can do is to build out your catalog so it looks like you're an established business. When you choose to sell on Etsy, your shop's page can display up to 36 items per page. By posting all 36, not only does your shop look a lot more professional, but by the time you've posted your 36th product, it's gonna look a lot better than the first one you made. Small shops already lack credibility by not having any sales or reviews, so the least you can do is build out a full catalog to look more professional. When you look at the shops that make the most amount of money selling both digital and physical products, they all also have a lot of listings. Sometimes they have hundreds of listings posted for sale in their shop. Now, I know that it sounds like a lot of work up front, but just remember what I said. Each product that you add to your catalog adds a little bit of passive income to your shop over time. The easiest way that I've found to make lots of listings is using the merge method. It's simply about taking two successful products and merging them into one. It could be as simple as taking the formatting from one digital product and the styling from another, and using those elements to create your own. And from there, you can make product variations, which is just about taking your best products, making slight variations to them, and posting them as new listings. This method helps you get more products for your catalog, and it also helps you figure out what works best in your niche. There's a few best practices that you can follow to make sure that each listing you post is as high leverage as it can be. Hands down, the most important element of your listing is the image. The first image is the very first thing customers are gonna see, so it needs to be high quality and clearly display the product that you're selling, but it also needs to be different enough from all the other results in search. It's super common to use a mock-up as your primary image, so that you don't have to buy every product that you're making and then take a photo of it and use that. And you can usually figure out what mockups are good by looking at your competition and seeing which listing images they use most often. You can also add supporting images to your listings, which should just give the customer a better idea of the exact product. You can include things like customer testimonials or generic info about your product. And the goal is just to help convert shoppers into customers. None of your images really matter though if the customer never gets the chance to see your product. Your title, tags, and descriptions are what gets your product seen by customers. There's a ton of reasons why I think Etsy is the best spot to sell your digital products if you're a beginner. But just to name a few, you're leveraging a little bit of Etsy's brand and reputation in your shop so that you don't have to go build your own. You get an affordable place to list all your products for sale. And most importantly, you get exposure to Etsy's customer base. They drive millions of shoppers to their site every day, and their goal is to find the perfect product for those shoppers. When customers come to Etsy, they're gonna make a search for whatever type of product they're looking for. So in this case, maybe it's map prints. Whatever they type in that search, Etsy's going to match the customer's keywords up with listing keywords that seem relevant. That's why in every product you list, it's so important to include keywords and searchable terms in your title, tags, and descriptions. While nobody knows with absolute certainty how Etsy's algorithm works, we do know that their goal is to get shoppers to buy quality products on their marketplace. So spamming the word map in your title isn't necessarily going to help your product show up in more searches. So instead, you want to use long tail keywords in your listings. You can also think of these like searchable terms. Now, Denver, Colorado map print is much more specific, but when a customer makes a search, if those keywords are in your listing, Etsy will look at your product, see that it matches a lot better, and you'll have a much higher likelihood of ranking on this first page of search. Plus, you have that more general keyword map print also included there, which means you'll start to rank for those more general searches over time. Best practice is to look at what's working and imitate it in your own way. When you open up a listing, you can see what keywords they're using in their title. You can see if they're using any keywords in their description. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page in this explore related searches and explore more related searches sections, you'll see all of the tags that are included with this listing. But again, you can also speed things up with a tool. So in Listing View, if you want to see how a map print is able to make $800 a month, you can open it and get a breakdown of all of the keywords that they're using and how they're actually getting this listing to perform. Or you could use the keyword tool and make a search for a search term to get a breakdown of all the stats. So this search term I used just as a quick example actually has a great score because there's not that many competing listings and there's still a healthy amount of search volume. This also shows me other recommended keywords that I could use in the listing to get it to rank, as well as some top listings that are already using this search term. Tools like this just help you figure out what's selling, what's working, and helps you save time by stacking the odds in your favor. Once you get a listing posted, it can take 1 to 2 weeks for Etsy to index it and start showing it in search results. But once you've given it a little bit of time, you can open up an incognito window, and this lets you search Etsy for your search term. This will show you an unbiased page of search results, and you can check to see if your listings are starting to show up. If your listings are ranking, then you'll see them here, and you might have to click through a couple pages of search results, but you'll definitely start to make sales once you're on this first page. Now, I kind of broke those tips down quickly, so you can always go back and rewatch it just so you make sure you really understand what the best practices are, because even though it seems basic, if you build your listings following these best practices, you'll be on track to get sales once you post them. Now, people are always going to debate whether you should sell your products on Gumroad, Creative Market, Etsy, or Shopify. But the truth is that the platform you list your products for sale on doesn't matter as much as the traffic that your products get. Selling your products on Etsy is the same as selling them anywhere else online. The difference is on Etsy, you don't have to build out and host your own website, and you also don't have to generate as much of your own traffic. People will always comment on my videos and tell me that Etsy is oversaturated and that it doesn't work anymore. But that's kind of like saying that selling products online is oversaturated and doesn't work anymore. Etsy is just one website that you can post your products for sale on, and they also happen to generate a lot of traffic organically. It doesn't really matter where you choose to sell your products online. At the end of the day, you still have to get the right customer to see and buy your product. If you don't get any sales from the millions of shoppers that are coming to buy products on Etsy every single day, then it's not likely that running paid ads or selling on a different platform is going to change it. Whether or not you choose to run paid ads, if you're not getting any sales, Etsy isn't the problem. It's probably with your product. This is why I always recommend starting on Etsy and leveraging the free traffic that they give you, because you can still make social media posts or run paid ads to that shop if you really want to. In the beginning, you just don't know if your product is good or not, so I would avoid wasting money on paid ads. Once your product is able to get sales organically and on its own, it'll be a lot more successful when you turn the ads on. Plus, there's a few things that you can do to get even more free traffic. You can set up social media automation to repost every listing that sells on social media using tools like IFTTT. This lets you set up automations so that every time you list or sell an item, it'll create a post on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest so that you don't have to. You can also get a lot more organic traffic by leveraging great keywords. The only real way I know how to do this is to use a tool like Listing View to validate your ideas before you go make the products and check how much search volume and how much competition there is for each niche. And naturally, you also get more free traffic by having a larger catalog of products. So instead of just having one Denver map print, having two doubles your chances of making sales. This is why my team and I built out a digital product bulk uploader for this specific reason. Now, it's a little bit more technical and advanced, but I'll still give you a quick demo so that you can start thinking in the right direction. When you sign up for Prelist, which is a tool that allows you to manage all of your Etsy listings in bulk, you can come over to this presets tab, and this lets us fill out a ton of details that we can use as a sort of template to apply to existing or new products. So if I scroll down and just change the product type to a download, then I have to give it a price. So we'll just call it $10 and we'll set the quantity to 999. And for the Etsy category, we'll just say it's a digital illustration. We'll say it was made this year. And from here, we can also just type in a short description. You can fill in as many details for this preset as you want, but the idea is that it's the minimum amount of details to use to create a new listing. So I'll just give this one a name. You can also double check if your preset is eligible for bulk create before you actually save it and try to use it. Then I just click create listing and I select that profile that I just made and I hit bulk create. So now all I have to do is fill in the minimum amount of details. I just have to give it a title. I put some tags in, upload the digital file, the image, and then we're good. This just makes it a lot faster because then I can create a new listing and repeat the same process, only having to enter the minimum amount of details each time. This is especially useful if you're batching your products and they use a lot of the same tags or title keywords. And even though it's a little more advanced, if you decide to start a digital product business, this can be a huge time saver. Now, there's a few questions that you can ask yourself to troubleshoot why you're not making any sales. Did I use great images and display my product in a unique way? Did I validate my product idea? Did I use good keywords in my listing? Do I have at minimum 36 products posted for sale? And have I waited long enough for my products to rank in search? This business is literally like a card game where your job is just to keep drawing cards until you find an ace. And when you do, you win. You can keep playing as much as you want for as long as you want, and the more aces you pull, the more you win. In my opinion, selling digital products is a game you really can't lose. The game never ends, and you can keep playing it for as long and as much as you want to. The longer you play the game, the better you get and the more you win. The more digital products you make and post for sale, the more money you make over time. These digital assets live online and keep selling without you having to do anything besides initially creating it. And you get to make exactly what you want to make. You get to create and post products on your own terms that sell passively. The only real way to lose is to just give up entirely. Especially if you're a beginner, I hope this video was helpful, and I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. That big list of digital download niche ideas will be available for free right below the subscribe button. I hope this was helpful, and as always,